back and forth. It'll be great. We are live, and I'm going to be, of course, shooting all this over to the different Facebook groups so they can come in and get to know you guys and get a hold of your IGs. Tyler Strong 93 and Carson _ Lavery. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm Derek Smith. We're here on our Q&A live. This is going to be a lot of fun. Jennifer Champion is a brilliant and amazing host. I personally had the privilege of meeting Jennifer at Squad Up. And of course, when I was walking past the wonderful cafe, it's become an epic place now because so many meetups were there. When I met her, I was a bit starstruck and I kind of ran over and I was acting like a groupie and I was trying not to. But I had a good time meeting you, Jennifer. So it was always a pleasure. And I also had the pleasure of listening and watching through Riverside the interviews with Carson and Tyler, as well as Tony. And so I have some background on you guys. So I'm going to step out of the way and let this interview happen. And I'll be taking notes and I'll be moderating. So you guys have a good time.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay. Who wants to go first? I'm just going to ask you to tell us a bit about yourself and what you do in real estate. We'll go Tony and then we'll go Carson and Tyler. You want to do that?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Yeah, so my name's Tony Eisenhower. I'm from Worcester County. I do fix and flips here in Worcester County in Northeast Connecticut. I also have some buy and hold, some long-term rentals. I had up to 8 doors now. So definitely looking for multifamilies, looking for more flips always. I got 3 projects going on right now. And my wife and I are actually diving into our first Airbnb this year too. So
nice.
Yep.
Carson and Tyler, what are you guys up to in real estate?
Yeah, so we joined Sub2 about a year ago. Just started wholesaling, got into fix and flips. We've done mainly work with expireds and pre-foreclosures. We played around with active listings as well. And Tyler is an agent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm an agent in Utah. I've been for about 5-6 years. Kind of been in the real estate space. I got Carson to come over doing Sub2, a lot of wholesaling stuff, and we finished a fix and flip first thing this year, and then I've just been wholesaling pretty much everything else, and also looking to do some long-term rentals as well. But
how did you find learning about Sub2 coming from an agent background?
I actually started watching Pace back in 2020, and I just consumed and never took action, and was just kind of an agent, and then finally decided to jump in about a year and a half ago, and got to the races. It's been good.
Amazing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tony, do you want to tell us about the deal that we're talking about today? Your most recent fix and flip?
Yeah, definitely. So that was in Oxford, Massachusetts. That was a pre-foreclosure as well. So I joined Sub2 in November of last year, and I joined to learn creative finance. Like most of us probably do, but little did I know it's like the greatest community on the planet. And I've met some of the best people on planet Earth here. So super grateful to be a part of it. But I also learned how to pull lists and pre-foreclosure lists, lists, all types of different lists, but I've been focusing mainly on pre-foreclosures. So, did I lose you guys? Sorry. No. Yeah, I've been focusing mainly on pre-foreclosures. So that was actually the first phone call I ever made. First cold call. This does not happen, guys. So don't get your hopes up. This is crazy story. But I pulled a list in my local town and there was 20 numbers on it. And this was literally the first number I called. I spoke to this woman. Her husband had 2 strokes just recently. So they were behind, I think, almost a year and a half on payments. So they were going through a lot, and I ended up just being, an ear for her to talk to, and I built some strong rapport there. I'm up in Massachusetts, like I said, so we have snow. This was in December and January, so I went and actually plowed her driveway for her and helped her out for 2 months while I was working with her. So she definitely had a lot of phone calls, a lot of people, a lot of wholesalers hitting her up to buy the house. But I think the reason that I got it was I was able to solve her problem, right? So I wasn't just going after giving her cash for her house. I really was trying to dig into her bunnies, as Pace would say, and figure out her issues and help her with her situation, not so much just throw cash at her. So I paid for her moving expenses. I was there actually packing and moving her stuff personally. I paid for storage for her. I paid for her first and last to where she was going. And we put $90,000 in her pocket. So she had an auction date set for 3 weeks after I bought it. So she was going to lose the house, and we were able to give her $90,000 and pay for all those things for her and help her in that transition. So
that's amazing. Yeah. I think there's a big difference in a wholesaler calling and then like showing up as a genuine human being and actually trying to help someone, right? Instead of just like make a quick buck.
Definitely. Yeah. Like I said, I'm sure there was plenty of people calling her, but I built some strong rapport there, and I think that's what got it done. So,
yeah. Carson and Tyler, do you want to tell us about the deal you guys submitted?
Yeah, so it was a expired listing. We reached out to him. He just couldn't sell it on the market. Tried for quite a while, and we worked with him it was probably going back and forth for about 2 to 3 months. And he eventually just had his tenant move out. And because of what his payment was versus his tenant, he was going to have to pay out of pocket about $500 a month. So he wasn't in foreclosure, but he was just going to have to lose money every month, and he just couldn't do that. And so being an agent, we came up with, hey, let's just try to relist, and we'll let you list for 2-3 months, see what happens, kind of just get that out of the way, because that's always in the back of his mind. What if I can just sell it? And then eventually we just didn't get really any showings because his neighbor's house actually sold for less than what he owed on his mortgage. And they were townhomes, brand new. I mean, there couldn't have been a better comparison. And it sold for like $15,000 less than what he owed on his mortgage. So it was like, okay, either we do a short sell or we go do a subject to. And he actually walked away with $12,000. And we did a subject to, sold it. And we made $12,000 on that one as well. So
amazing. Is that something you get? Oh,
sorry, I'm getting mixed up. We just closed that one last week. The one I submitted to you guys is basically the exact same story.
Okay.
Literally the same story that he made $8,000. So.
Okay. I was just going to ask, do you guys focus on expired listings? Is that sort of like your bread and butter, or was this just a one-off?
No. So we closed that one last week. I got that mixed up with the one we submitted. The one we submitted was literally the exact same story. It was just, we made $8,000 on that one.
Yeah. So do you guys target expired listings specifically, or do you just pull? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll do expireds and foreclosures, but we'll do mostly expireds, and we try to target low equity expireds.
Right.
So we don't just pull every expired in the whole state. Usually we'll get about 35 expireds a day. But really only one is going to be low equity. So in a month's time, we'll only have maybe 25 leads to call.
And are you specific to one like demographic area, or are you pulling in different markets?
We'll pull different markets, but these two are in Utah in our backyard. And it helps because I'm an agent, because I can always use that as let's try to list still. And then if they can't sell, then we do another route. So it works out.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. So Tony, on your flips, what's sort of like the average that you make on a deal, or that you aim to make? Maybe you have sort of like your criteria.
Yeah, definitely. So I run my numbers pretty conservatively. Like, I won't really do a flip if the profit's less than like $30,000 or $40,000. I know there's plenty of people who do, but for me, I know that I'm gonna run into issues. I'm gonna run into stuff that I didn't budget for. So if my profit is set at 10 grand, let's say, and I have one mistake that cost me $7 or $8 grand, I mean, I'm already not making any money there. So I like to set it at least at like $30,000-$40,000. This Oxford one in particular was actually $165,000 profit.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Which is crazy. Like I said, that was my first phone call too. So yeah, absolutely insane. It went 80,000 over asking. In Worcester County here, the market's just like super duper hot, and we had like 15 over asking offers. So,
does that 165 take into account like the 90 you paid out to the seller?
Yeah, that 165 is net after everything.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's amazing. Yeah. You're like, just do one of those every year. Who needs
Right?
anything else? Yeah.
One flip's good.
Yeah. How many flips are you trying to do a year?
So last year was actually like my first year really diving into flips. I've done a few burrs before that, but flips last year was my first year. So I did 2 or 3 this year. I'm looking to do at least 6 or 7. I have 3 going right now, and we already closed on 1. So
Wow.
yeah, I'd like to do like 6 or 7 a year. It's pretty
Nice.
comfortable for me.
Yeah. Amazing. And then Carson and Tyler, do you guys sort of have a like minimum you're trying to make on your wholesale deals, or you're just trying to help people and make a deal come together for everyone?
Well, we obviously start out with trying to help them, especially if it's pre-foreclosure, but being with expireds, we kind of run them through, like Tyler said, try and get them traditional if they don't want to go the creative route.
Yeah.
But we try to stay around 10,000 or higher.
Okay. Yeah, most low equity, because there's not a lot of spread like in a foreclosure situation, or they have a lot of equity. It's the assignments on those, if you sell them, are usually anywhere from 8 to 15,000 is kind of the high end that we found.
Yeah. And then for either of your guys' deals, was there anyone else in sub 2 that was involved? Tony, I'm guessing you went to market, right? You sold over ask, so probably no one bought the deal, but did anyone help you like pull a list or anything, or was it just you, yourself, and you?
Yeah, no. So I learned everything just through sub 2 and through the community members. I got prop stream and batch leads to skip the numbers. And yeah, it was just that first list that I pulled.
Amazing. My first phone call to an agent was not like that. It wasn't a free foreclosure, but it was an agent. And she basically told me to take my cat poop offer and shove it. So that was my first call experience. I was like, oh, dang. Okay, thanks. I was like, you have a great day. I'm never doing this again.
I feel like that's pretty typical on how it goes too.
Yeah, for sure. Carson and Tyler, and now I'm losing my, did you guys sell to someone in sub 2, or did you found the deal through the list, but was anyone else in sub 2 a part of it, maybe for like TCing or anything?
So for the first one that we actually submitted in Logan, we did on our own and sold to one of Tyler's friends.
Cool.
Just happened to work out that way. Yeah. And the second one we sold to, I believe it's Callie and Eric. I think they're in the free creative right now. So.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. It's so nice when it all changes hands through sort of the same network, right?
Yeah.
What would you guys say is sort of like the best or most valuable thing about the community, or something you've learned through the community?
For us and for me, was just jumping in and meeting community members, because obviously being an agent, you kind of only know one side, right? It's list the house, market it. But when it comes to like trying to assign deals and stuff, it's totally foreign, because you're kind of taught not to do that in a way, depending on your brokerage, which is kind of funny. And so just meeting people in the community to kind of help guide you through your first few deals. Because like we met Myron Briley, and he kind of helped us guide us through our first probably 5 or 6 deals. We kind of worked together, and
amazing.
Honestly, that was huge. Just having somebody by your side that you can trust, and it helped a lot.
Yeah. I think it's so great that it's such a like welcoming environment that people feel so comfortable to go in there and ask questions. I think that's where a lot of people sometimes get stuck. They think that they're the only person who's ever been in, this situation, and how do you get out of it? But being able to go in there, ask questions, and then hear what other people have done and everything is just like, it's invaluable, right? Someone's been in the situation before and can help you out of it, right?
For sure. It goes back to the book, Who Not How. That kind of changed my mind. You don't have to take everything on your own. It's somebody else's.
Yeah, that's a great one. Tony, what about yourself?
Yeah, I would say, like I said, I joined sub 2 to learn creative finance, but it's been so much more. You learn wholesaling, you learn a lot about fix and flipping, and then just the community alone. Like, I'm part of a lot of different communities, but there's no community like sub 2. Like, the people, honestly, 98% of people truly want to help you. And, it's not about it's not a competition. It's literally about sharing your knowledge and sharing everything you can. So it's so awesome being in sub 2, and there's so much stuff to learn. It's not just creative finance. So
yeah, and so many people to meet, right? Like still meeting new people all the time.
Yep, definitely. And then like seeing Pace and all these big guys, Justin Tumanowski out of New England, they just have so much going on, and seeing them like handle all that stuff that they have going on and still like crush it is so cool to see, and makes you realize like you can do more, do so much more.
Yeah. Have you read Who Not How?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. I feel like they eat, sleep, and breathe it for sure.
Yep, definitely. Yeah. I actually bought a business last year too, creatively, which it was a junk removal business. I bought it for 0 money down, 0% interest for 2 years. So, and that was literally just like I was all hyped up from watching all the videos and stuff, and this guy posted it on Facebook, and same thing. I just kind of built rapport with him, and it ended up working out for both of us. So
that's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. So you are trying to get into multifamily in the future. That's the goal.
Yeah,
build
definitely.
more capital, buy some multifamily.
Yeah, if I could do, like I said, 6 or 7 flips every year, and then add 1 or 2 duplexes or 3 families every year as well. That's my goal.
Yeah, but go bigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in, like, if you can get them creatively, of course, but like once you get into larger assets and you can do commercial financing, it takes yourself out of it, right? Like you don't have to qualify. You can still do seller finance on those deals too. And just like economies of scale, the more units you can get in a deal, honestly, the better, right? As soon as you start increasing rent, even by like $25, $30, when it's over 50 units instead of 2, like it just skyrockets you.
That's so true. Yeah, it's such an easy way to add value there. Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. Add to income, lower to expenses, make your investors happy.
Definitely.
Yeah. Carson and Tyler, what is your guys' goal for sort of the next 6 to 12 months? Just keep wholesaling. You guys talked a little bit about some long-term buy and holds.
Yeah, I would say looking for some more flips and then long-term holds for me. That's kind of my big ones. We finished one up this February, and we're looking to do more here locally in Utah, and then some long-term rentals.
Yeah. You finished a flip?
Yeah, we finished a flip in February. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. We had another one lined up, but I'm pretty sure it might have burnt down.
Yeah, the house caught on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was infested by mice, and I guess like a month after we were going to do something, the roof caught on fire, and so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
You never know.
Wasn't meant to be, I guess. Hey.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Was your flip successful?
Yeah, it was a good flip here in Utah. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
Utah's a pretty strong market.
Yeah, Utah's really good. What was funny about that one, and it kind of attests back to community, was we got it, but we never done a flip, and it was like, okay, where do we get money? That kind of stuff. Pace actually came to town, to a Cafe Rio, just a random meetup, and we were driving up there, and I'm not really big for like big meetups and stuff. I'm getting out of that, right? But go up there, and the whole time we're like, should we be here? And we actually met another community member, Nikki, and we made friends with her, and this flip came across the desk, and she's like, well, I can get you private money. And so she got us private money to fund the entire flip, the rehab. We had no money out of our own pocket and finished the whole entire deal. And I attest that just to networking and community, because if not, we would have just said, I don't know what to do with this, and walked away, because we really weren't ready for it. So
yeah, that's amazing. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, the more people you meet, the more access to money you have, and all of the opportunities, right?
It's huge. Yeah. And she's in sub 2, and it's been great. So
nice. So what would you tell someone who is like on the fence about joining sub 2? If you could tell them one thing.
Community.
Yeah.
That's honestly, have somebody to help you.
Yeah, for sure. Tony, what about yourself?
I would say, a lot of people don't want to spend the money, or they're hesitant to spend the money on a course or a community like this one. But putting yourself in these situations, putting yourself in the right rooms is the only way you're going to level up. It's the only way you're going to be around the people and see people doing and the people who are where you want to be, that's where you're going to see it happen, firsthand. And that's the only way you're going to level up. So,
yeah, definitely. So true. Well, it was nice to meet all three of you. I'm glad you guys are having success and have big goals for the future. It's always nice to hear what people are trying to get into, keep doing all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're on mute. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
But we could tell you were excited.
I'm pumped. I'm always pumped, man. Oh my God. Thank you guys for being on here today. I love the questions and answers. So one of the things, and I'm not really supposed to do too much talking because you guys said everything you needed to say. However, I get triggered every time people talk about community. And of course, it's hard not to talk about community in this community. And so I'm glad to hear that you guys are talking about, the way that you guys made your deal, especially Carson and Tyler, how that one day you're talking about you was going to walk away because it was like you needed help and you didn't know what to do. And it's okay not to know what to do. That's what the community's for. Of course, people in the chat are going to get tired of me talking about this, but I'm going to do it all the time. Okay. Pace told me one day, he said, Derek, I'm getting really dark here, guys. So this is my lighting. It's real crazy. But anyway, Pace was like, you won't get it, Derek, until you are around the community. Because the guys, I'm the social media guy, the geek behind the computer. And so I'm not going out often and meeting and hugging and talking to people. And so I went to Squad Up, where I met the wonderful Jennifer. And while I was there, it became real to me that you don't have to walk up to anybody. A stranger will walk up to you, especially in those environments, and will ask you what you're working on. Do you need money? I'm like, are you serious? Like people want to give you money. I'm like, you're serious right now? Yes. What are you working on? Where are you from? I don't care if you're from the moon. I'll fly to the moon and we'll work this out. That's the community. I've been a part of other communities when it comes to business, but it wasn't real estate related. And there's always this ego, and it's okay to have an ego and have pride, right? It's fine. But when you come to this community, it seems like that's gone because people desperately really want to help you, right? Because there's this mindset of, if I'm helping Tony and if I'm helping Tyler and Carson, for some reason, I'm now convinced that it's going to come full circle and I'm going to be blessed, right? Oh. It's that type of like psychology within the community, and everyone believes it. And so everyone wins. And so that's what's been really amazing for me. Every time people come on here, guests, I'm talking every single time, it's without fail. No one comes on here and is a rock star to the point where they have it all figured out. You don't. You don't. It's somebody who just lends a hand, So I'm just so glad to hear you guys' story, like live and uncut. This is good. I'm happy to hear about what your ambitions are. And don't be offended by this, gentlemen, but I sometimes laugh when I hear about when the questions are, what's your future goals or whatnot? And you guys sound very ambitious, but trust me when I tell you, Tony, Tyler, Carson, you guys are going to hit that goal quickly. Like, you're going to hit those goals. And then a year and a half from now, you're going to laugh kind of at that. I've seen it. I've seen people say, oh my God, if I can only get here. And Pace is like, are you serious right now? Like, okay, that's cute, but we're taking you to a whole nother level. I promise. And so be encouraged, gentlemen. Be truly encouraged. Keep grinding. And I don't believe that there's anything that can limit you guys. Like, seriously, right? Whatever you think is like the pinnacle, like, okay, Tony, you want multifamilies, right? Why not get 30 of them? I know that sounds crazy probably in your head, like 30 of them. It's very doable in this community. So guys, thank you so much for being on here, man. Jennifer, you're a rock star, Miss Lady. You're always killing it. Always killing it. So today is Friday. You guys have plans for the weekend? Any big plans?
Looking at a few houses tomorrow. A few more flips.
Grinding.
Yeah.
Carson, Tyler, what you guys got going on?
Not a lot. Just keep after it. So
keep after it. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, while you guys were doing this, I was taking notes. I always have homework. Pace is always like, so Derek, what'd you learn? I'm like, Pace, come on, man, you're killing me. So anyway, I'll let you guys go. And those in the chat, no comments or anything today. People are listening. There are a few of us in here. So you guys, if you want to be guests on here, like Carson and Tyler, like Tony, hit us up with an email. Send the email to, let me type this in here, to Taya at PaceMorby. I should already have it up here. Taya at PaceMorby.com. Taya is amazing. She organizes all of this. She's crazy beyond organized. And so let me put her email up on here. Okay. Taya at PaceMorby.com. Shoot her an email if you want to be a guest and speak with the wonderful, brilliant, just all-knowing Miss Jennifer Champion. And we'll make this thing happen. But until then, you guys have a great weekend.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.